Happy New Year's Eve. It's Alex.
Domino.
Alex and Domino's.
Wrestling. It's not really a review now, is it? I mean,
Okay.
it's a wrestling show. How about that?
Alright, whatever. Just read
Okay,
the
so
notes.
December 28th, 2015, the last Raw of the year. And the show opens with Vincent Kennedy McMahon calling out Reigns. And they had this little blah blah blah. Stephanie comes out with cops, and there's this whole little setup to get Reigns, taken care of, and because prior to that, Reigns did this little shove type thing on McMahon, and Vincent went down, and he's all hurt and overacting, and so that's what that was all about. And Stephanie McMahon, uh, she demands that Roman Reigns get arrested. She starts going off. Basically, the cops are like, telling her she needs to calm down or she'll go to jail, and they're not arresting Roman Reigns. And so then Mr. McMahon ends up getting involved because the cops are warning her, and he does his thing, and then basically, yeah, so he gets arrested, which is, uh, um, kind of, I guess you could kind of see that coming. I guess due to all the slipping in Raw ratings, that's pretty much every time that kind of thing happens for an excessive amount of time, Vince McMahon, I guess, feels like he has to save the product. So, but hey, it works. Really, really kind of interesting and funny little thing. I mean, I didn't mind it. You can always count on Stephanie for some overacting.
Much overacting.
Yeah, they probably need to use her in WWE films. Um, Probably best if they make a snuff film. Actual matches, we started with Neville versus Owens. Um, and actually, Neville won in like 20 seconds in some really unlikable match, to be honest with you. But I think the more important thing about that match was they had Owen snap and he beat the crap out of Neville. And I think that was kind of the whole point because I don't know. I mean, a lot of the stuff that you read on the internet and stuff like that lately, it looks like they're trying to build an Owens and Lesnar program. So I think they're trying to give Owens a mean streak to, I don't know, maybe so that it seems like a logical opponent would be Lesnar, I guess. I don't know. But Dean Ambrose ends up coming down to the ring and attacking Owens. Um, yeah, I don't know. For some reason, in the notes that we took, maybe I was having a dyslexic moment. I have that Neville resumes attacking Owens. Uh,
That didn't happen. The only one attacking him was Dean, and then he ran away.
oh, good heavens! I don't know what happened. Um, Never do notes. We actually recorded Raw this last week, and was trying to watch it like well after. I don't know. It was after 11. I was a little tired. Hey, it had been a busy couple of days. I don't know. Maybe I was eating some serious dog food or smoking it or who knows what. Anyway, after that little whole ordeal, they had JoJo interview with Becky Lynch, and I mean, I don't know. In today's age, they got to have a lot of these videos and things to really build the product up, and but I don't know. I just kind of want to go back to more wrestling, less damn interviews throughout the show. But I mean, I understand, everything's story driven. So they had Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks got the win. Um, and then they had Renee Young at the police department with a Vincent Kennedy McMahon update, and they were saying basically that Vince was booked, trying to you know make that I guess interesting for the fans and whatever. Then they had Kofi Kingston versus Kalisto. Kalisto got the win. Um, I fast forwarded that match. Yeah, like I had mentioned earlier, we recorded that, so that was a fast forward. Here's the start. Here's the end. Same thing with Big E versus Sin Cara. Big E got the win on that one, and that was another fast forward match. Really getting sick of the Lucha Dragons. Really getting sick of the New Gay, and
All they were talking about was booty.
yeah, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's a stale thing. I mean, if you got these people that are nothing better than an undercard, I mean, in today's day and age when you're pretty much the only program in town as far as a big show, I mean, it's like, I don't know, I think they need to get rid of a lot of the, I don't know. They do all these questionings now, the fan council and all that now, and you can't tell me that the reaction is positive for these guys. So I don't get this constantly pushing these idiots. But um, then we had some Miz TV, and it was all about the year to come. And we had Ryback and Goldust and woo 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 Zack Ryder and retard. We had R-Truth, Heath Slater, and Big Show were all out there. Kind of, you hadn't seen Big Show in a while, and I think that was pretty much the whole point of the Miz TV thing. Big Show cleaned house, and he declares that he wants to be the #1 entrant, the first entrant for the Royal Rumble. So, I mean, that was basically Miz TV was about a push for the Big Show, I guess. And then basically they had advised during the break that Ryback called out the Big Show, so there was a Big Show versus Ryback. Ryback actually won because why? Do you remember? Walk, Big Show, walk. He pulled a Kevin Owens. He walked out.
Oh, how could I forget that? It was really funny, actually. Instead of walk Owens walk, it was walk Big Show walk.
Yeah. So, yeah, and then there was the Usos and Ambrose versus Sheamus, Rusev, and King Barrett. I don't know. King Barrett suffered some sort of little injury, I think, and he's kind of been used really sparingly, and he doesn't come out on some of their interferences, and I don't know what's going on with him, and he didn't really do much in that match. I don't even remember if I ever seen him get in there, to be honest. But the League of Nations won via a pinfall, and in the aftermath of the match, Kevin Owens came out to get payback on Ambrose for coming out for the Neville Owens match, because when Owens was beating down Neville, basically Ambrose came to save him, kind of, and had to beat down on Owens. They got into a fight, but so Owens he came down to return the favor, and he ended up putting your boyfriend Dean Ambrose through the announce
Not
table,
my boyfriend.
and kind of messed him up. And again, I think part of that is not only to probably build more of an Owens and Ambrose thing, but I really think that Owens will probably end up taking the belt from Ambrose. That's just a thought, and that's just so that um, probably so Brock Lesnar can take it from him, so that we can have more part-time champion stuff. From a guy who wrestles 4 times a year. Um, then they had a Renee Young update at the police station with Vince McMahon. Basically, bail was posted. McMahon comes out and is all salty on camera. And then we had John Cena back on Raw, and Cena sucks. And he cut an in-ring promo about mostly Alberto Del Rio, yes, and how that whole thing with the belt went down, and Alberto Del Rio and the League of Nations came out and they cut their little promo with Alberto Del Rio doing the talking. And they traded barbs back and forth about manhood, etc. And it wasn't. They were supposed to have a match tonight, is what they were saying, but it wasn't going to be a title match. And Cena wanted it to be a title match, and basically it came down to Alberto Del Rio telling the League of Nations he didn't want them out there, and that yes, it would be a title match. From there, they went to some little Lemmy tribute because Lemmy from Motorhead, I guess, passed away. Um, and then we had our U.S. title match, which was Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena, and that actually was a pretty good match, huh?
Yeah, Oddly enough, Cena came really close to winning, but before that, he had, when trying to do the, one of his moves on Del Rio, he accidentally kicked the referee because Del Rio was like clinging onto the ropes and he was trying to do the AA, and then John accidentally kicked the referee, so he was really out of it. But he still ended up almost winning, and then the League of Nations came down, and obviously, well, he won via disqualification, but that means no title for him. And they got the crap beat out of him. The Usos came down and tried to run interference, and then they got the crap beat out of him too. And then Roman came down to save his cousins. And then
Are you gonna bother telling everybody what happened in the match, or are you just gonna skip right to? I mean, you didn't even say who won.
I did say one actually.
Who?
John, disqualification because
Oh, well, maybe you're talking too fast. No one can hear you. You guys can't hear. I can't hear. See, all I heard was blah, 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 chipmunks. Yeah. So she's right. Cena won by DQ. Continue.
Mr. McMahon came down and he told Roman next week he has a match for the championship against Sheamus. And guess what? There's a guest referee. And it's going to be yours truly, Mr. McMahon.
I don't know, people. I think Mr. McMahon is probably going to be in for another Superman punch. You heard it here first. Superman punch to McMahon because McMahon tries to screw Roman. Another referee has to come down to the ring, and Roman Reigns will end up winning the match. But it won't be because Mr. McMahon counts. That's just how they usually like to play these angles when they do them. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
If you don't know, today is Thursday, so it's already time for a SmackDown video. Through the holidays and stuff, my daughter's lazy and late, so that's why you waited this long for a video. But we might see you tonight, but then again, I doubt it, because the old dad will probably be doing some toasting in the new year. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. I'm still alive. Okay, I guess I kind of been lazy and haven't been recording much. But if all else fails, maybe I'll show you some stuff with FaceRig or something if we can't do the SmackDown thing.
Okay,
Oops.
looking. We gotta scram.
Okay.
I'm Domino.
I'm Alex.
This is her.
Wrestling review thing.
I don't like the word review. It's a show. We're not really reviewing much.
That's what we agreed we call it when we started doing these.
See, I'm hearing it again, people.
You're mean. Okay.
I'm out.
Bye.